Okay, so today I want to talk about my test drive that I did while I was driving. I'm still testing this thing out to see how well it works. And when I was coming along this morning, well, let me point out something. If you put in a navigation and say you want to try to avoid the highway. Now, most apps you use and stuff like that, even the Garmin GPS, they usually have an option where you can avoid the highway. But in the Tesla navigation, you don't have that option. You can avoid toll roads, ferries, and, the normal stuff. But there's no option to avoid the highway. So if you want to go to roadway only, if you put in the navigation, it always wants to go towards the highway. So that's, to me, should be an option to avoid the highway, because there are times when, for me, I'm going to work and there's a backup on the highway, but I know like 4 or 5 different ways to get to work without using a highway, and I'll take them sometime because I just don't want to deal with the highway. So I cannot use those features. I cannot use those routes with the navigation because it's always trying to lead me to the highway. And so you're constantly trying to disengage because that's how the system works. And even if I try to go down a route that I know that should lead me to work, somehow it's still trying to lead you to the highway instead of taking that detour. And I've tried it several times, tried different routes that I've personally taken to work. And I cannot get that option where it just take that road, please, and not go to the highway. So I don't know. Hopefully Tesla will at least give it that option in the future, because I'm telling you, sometimes you need to take that roadway, because the highway, yes, it's fast, get you there quicker, but there are times, and yes, there are times, and I'm pretty sure you watching this video know what I'm talking about as far as avoiding the highway when you need to. And I went in the settings to see if that option was there, but it's not. So, I wish that was something that I could access. So that was my experience today with the full self-driving and trying to take the roadway instead of the highway, always trying to lead you to the highway. So I had a lot of disengagement while I was driving today, and I guess it is what it is. Now, on that note, you still can go the roadway if you know the route, but you have to take over a lot, especially when you need to turn. So you can still use the full self-driving. It will still do what it needs to do as far as stopping at lights and stopping at stop sign. Lane change if it needs to. And you can force the lane change by turning on the indicator, which way you want to go, left or right. And it will change the lane. Well, most of the time. Sometimes it just don't do the lane change. This morning, for instance, it was trying to lane change by itself, and it realized there was some cars coming, because it was behind some slower moving vehicle, and it was trying to lane change to go around them. But some vehicles started coming up on the left side. So even though it had the indicator on, it realized, oh, there's a stream of car coming, and it turned off the indicator. So that was a cool thing. So it's constantly trying to drive like a human, because that's what I would do. I would go around the slower moving traffic. Like I say, you can still use the full self-driving when you don't have it on navigation. You just got to realize that if you need to make a left turn, right turn, you got to disengage and take over and make that turn by yourself and then turn it back on. But that was the only workaround I could find by taking my detour route to work versus going the highway. That's my feedback on this full self-driving. Still works like a charm. It's just the navigation. And I can't blame the full self-driving for that. It's the navigation and that missing option of avoiding highway. That will be a plus to add to the navigation system to make full self-driving take different routes, detours, in case the highway is not the route you want to go. All right. So that's my feedback on that one. You have a good one, and I'll see you next time.